sensational, but there's going to be a parade down Biscayne Boulevard. The Miami Heat have serious interest in signing Bradley Beal if he's bought out and Damian Lillard. The Heat, meanwhile, have serious interest in signing Lillard as well as exploring the prospect of adding a bought-out Beal. Yes, it's fair to wonder why Lillard would be looking to sign quickly with any team unless he's searching for an organizational support as he rehabs from his own Achilles tear. Our good friend Chris Haynes reported Thursday evening that Lillard indeed is in no rush to make any decision about his future despite receiving plenty of interest from the Heat and several other teams. The Heat and the Suns have held trade discussions centered around Bradley Beal. The Suns and the Heat have had exploratory dialogue this week on a potential Bradley Beal trade, league sources say, but talks ultimately collapsed. The rising expectation now is that the Suns could well end up buying Beal out of the contract that contains one just two full no-trade clause in the league. Now, along with LeBron James' deal in Lakerland, after Phoenix initially told various candidates interviewed during its recent coaching search that they might have to start the season with Bradley Beal on the roster. Now, once again, guys, I don't see the Miami Heat being able to land both, but who knows? First of all, the Miami Heat have made it clear that they want to go young. They're going to go through the youth movement. So are they really willing to pick Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal, especially Bradley Beal on a buyout? I'm not saying that Bradley Beal is trash, but paying him all that money with his inconsistency, with his injuries, you don't really know what type of Bradley Beal you're going to get. Same thing with Damian Lillard. Don't expect him to rush back after injury. It makes no sense. He could be out the whole year. Some people are saying that he can come by the time the playoffs starts. It really just depends on the team that he's going to join. If you're on a stacked team, there's really no rush to come back from an Achilles tear. But let's just say there's a crazy way for the Miami Heat to land both Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard. Are you guys willing to do that? Do you think it makes sense for this Miami Heat team? Obviously, you're going to get these two former high-caliber stars at a very cheap price. Right now, the Miami Heat, they have a full roster, which means they need to make room for Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard if they're willing to look into that. Andrew Wiggins and Terry Rozier are the two players the Heat would like to trade, sources said. Neither player would be involved in a potential Jonathan Kuminga sign-and trade for the Warriors to bring back. I think if LA can do Rui, Gabe Vincent, and connect for Wiggins, I kind of like that where you are. Between Rui, Gabe, and Max, Lakers have $40 million in expiring salary. You're not going to get a high-end wing just for expiring salary. But if you attach the pick, now we're talking. And that's all I'm saying. You're telling me that Andrew Wiggins, at 30 years old, he's a champion in the middle of his prime, is not worth one first-round pick? I just don't understand that. I know a lot of people are going to say that he played terrible during the Cleveland series. First of all, he was going through a lot, okay? And then also, too, he had a nasty hamstring injury. Before the injury, bro, he dropped 40 points with the Miami. He's not a scrub. I don't understand why people are trying to make it seem like Andrew Wiggins is just this terrible player. No, I think he's a very good wing for what the Lakers need. You're telling me that Luka and LeBron are going to be guarding wings for 82 games? They're going to get fried. They're going to get cooked on the defensive end. Andrew Wiggins fits what they need perfectly. A great two-way player, athletic, he has experience, he's a champion, and that's exactly what the Lakers need right now. They did not expect to lose Dorian Finney-Smith.
Kind of tell the team, show me that you deserve me to spend the 2031 first-round pick on a 3-and-D wing, and then maybe I will. Wiggins is the name that's been out there in the past. I actually think if you can get backup center now, and then you can do something like Rui, Vincent, and connect for Wiggins, I kind of like where you are. I think Rui on that team now, especially with Ayton, who also kind of operates in some similar spots inside the arc. Rui obviously has range out to 3, and he's become a much better three-point shooter since he got to the Lakers. But I don't know that Rui necessarily makes much sense there anymore. I'd probably be thinking, can we move him for a wing? Between Rui, Vincent, and Kleba, they have like $40 million in expiring salary. You're not going to get a high-end wing just for expiring salary.
The Golden State Warriors are seeking a promising young player and a first-round pick and a sign-in trade involving Jonathan Kuminga. The Kings reportedly offered Devin Carter, Dario Saric, and 2 second-round picks. The Wizards, Bucks, Heat, Bulls, and Nets have shown interest. I've talked to enough people with knowledge about the situation to say confidently, I do not think we're getting a resolution about Kuminga anytime soon. I do believe the Sacramento Kings is involved. I do believe there's still a chance Miami can come away with Kuminga. The reason why this is all being held up is, one, no one really wants to pay Jonathan Kuminga, especially at the asking price he's asking for. Also, too, even though the Sacramento Kings, they're involved, the Golden State Warriors, they don't want to send him to a rival team. And I don't blame them. Why would I want to send a young prospect that's probably going to terrorize me for the next 5 to 6 years? It makes no sense. Once again, Jonathan Kuminga said it out of his own mouth that he needs to prove himself. That means that you're going to get a prove-it deal. If the Golden State Warriors are hesitant to pay you, so am I. Once again, he might come with different flaws or whatever the case may be, but he's 22 years old. And if you're telling me as long as we don't mess up our cap flexibility and everything like that, that we can potentially get Jonathan Kuminga on a cheap deal, why wouldn't you? If anything, you can use him as another trade piece and flip him later. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.